Hello viewers, welcome to Express Politics on TVRC. I want to use this medium to greet our Muslim brothers out there that happy Eid Maulid, more of it on earth. My name is Oidokun Adedoyin Samuel, and with me in the studio today is Mr. Akintunde Sami Fizet. He's the lead analyst on TVRC. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And our topic for today, before us today, is 2023 presidential election campaign. As we know that election campaign has kicked off maybe since last week, and we have seen a lot of things, a lot of campaign strategy and the rest. So we want to look at what has been happening and what is going to happen in the nearest future before the campaign runs to an end, before we get into the election in proper. And that is why we have this vibrant journalists here to help us dissect and diagnose and dissect all these questions that will be thrown to him. And I hope viewers at home know you're going to enjoy it from the beginning to the end. So stay tuned. You welcome once again, Mr. Ketude.
Thank you.
So concerning the report of this concerning this campaign of a thing for particularly presidential campaign. So what is the result? What is the situational report of this presidential campaign?
So far, so good. The election has. Anyway, by the way, it is so nice to be here today. So far, so good. The campaign has kicked off, has commenced, and it has been in a grand style. I mean, we've seen what's it called? We've seen million, people. Like for instance, the Labour Party, they had their 1 million march, for Peter Obi. That of a few days ago, I think yesterday to be precise, was that of the Ashwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, championed by Adesoya, popularly known as MC Oluomo. I don't know if I got his name correctly. So it has actually kicked off, and people are consulting the political contenders. Waziri, the Atiku Abubakar, he has been also moving, from one state to the other to consult with people of those states. So it has been a serious business on the minds of politicians.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with all these campaign, I know that you've read a lot and you have witnessed a lot. So what forms of campaign have you noticed?
Well, I've noticed the good, the better, and the ugly. The good in the sense that politics. Campaign is part of political process, and it has to be it has to be pronounced. The date has to be pronounced by the INEC, who has had the responsibility of being in charge of our electoral processes. So some there's been people have consulted, some have engaged in rallies, and some have but some have also showcased their contenders on social media platform. But just to, like I said, I talked about the ugly. Some figures from diversified political parties, they've took to their social media handles to engage in the dirty politics by by talking about ethnic issues. They've talked about personal issues, and this is not really too good for a democracy.
Okay. With all these, a lot of mistakes are made in the past, and we know the consequences of it. Now we have series of campaigns going on. Sugar-coated mouth presidential campaigns and the likes. People will begin to route around, sort out for people that this is what we do, bring out the agenda they have for us. But past years we have this kind of campaign, and it always comes up every 4 years of election like this, and virtually we kept making the same mistake. So now the question is, what errors or what mistake must we not commit at this period of campaign we are right now?
The mistake we shouldn't commit is that we cannot just make a mistake of voting the wrong person. Well, this country has actually suffered a lot. Political ineptitude, epileptic and erratic power supply, economic mess, insecurity is the order of the day. So we cannot just afford to make another mistake of voting the wrong person. That being said, having said that, these are things we should look out for. After not making such a mistake, we have to look out for those who are going to focus on issue-based campaign. They are going to look at who are going to address our issues. The economic issue is going to look into it seriously. It's going to tell us what the agenda he has put in place to tackle the economic mess. You also have to look at shun ethnic and religious bigotry, ethnic and religious issue. This country, we have to also look at the issue of somebody from my tribe is not from a tribe. That's not what should be learned. We should. Anybody who does that should not be given attention at all. We have to look at the ideology that is driving a man. If the man is a religious bigot, the man has no business in government. So, and again, we also have to look out for those who are peddling fake news, fake information, because you want to win election. You want to make sure that you destroy a man. You spread fake news everywhere. So that must be thoroughly eschewed. So, and the political parties also have a whole lot of roles to play. Okay, political party must come out with also good manifestos. I mean, the candidate and the party, they must come out with manifesto. They must stand for something, because if a party doesn't stand for anything, it's going to fall for everything. We should learn from the superpower. Is it the communists in China, or is it the Republicans and Democrats in the U.S., or is it the Labour Party in the UK, in the Britain? So we have so many of them, and all these people, they have the ideology that is driving them, and that's why they've been able to stand the test of time.
Okay. In order to avoid voters apathy in this, let's look at the percentage of people of registered voters in the country. Most of the time we have people that will register, they will collect their PVC, and at the end of the day, on the election day, just barely 30% of these people that are registered out for. So can you just give us a random or just a few?
The report that we filed recently was that we have over 95 million registered voters.
95 million registered voters.
That are actually preparing themselves to vote for at least over 1,491 election contests. So but if that's the case, it is not just enough to have those voters people registered. The government must do well to let people see the need why they should vote. That's why voter sensitization, voters education come into play. It must be everywhere, because if you vote the wrong man, it becomes a plutocracy. That is the government of the few that are installing themselves there, and that's why some people will do anything to get money, to secure loans, to run for offices, and they'll use a loan to cater for few people that will do the voting there, that will take part in the voting exercise. Enough of that.
Okay. I can see that it's possible we still have voters apathy in this coming election, because as of now we have a huge number of 677 as of Saturday, October 2022, concerning the population of this country. Now we're having less than 900 and what do you call it the other time?
95 million registered voters.
95 million registered voters. I think there is let's see what is going to happen at the end of the day. So, what should be the role of the media? When we're talking about media, we have seen the impact, we have seen the rules, and we have been following this media for a very long time, and afterwards you see where we are grounded right now. So, what should be the role of the media? Because they take a particular rules, crucial rules.
Well, media encapsulates journalists.
Yes.
Media also encapsulate the social media users. We also have, the mainstream media executives, like the head of the director of operation, director in charge of advertisement. These are head of media agencies. We also have, but basically, we have the social media users. We also have the journalists. These people, they have a whole lot of role to play. They are the watchdog. They are the one watching what is actually happening. They must do well to sensitize people via their platforms. All the social media agencies, they must sensitize people, educate them via their platforms. They must also do fact check. So many misinformation on social media platforms. They have to do a fact check before news are shared on their social media platform. They also have to also discredit fake news. If a media agency has seen a fake news, the fake news must be properly discredited. If not, that news will keep spreading, and God forbid that we have everywhere fake news. Okay, so like I said, if you are going to reap the dividend of democracy, these are things we must put in place. We must only take cognizance of.
Okay, let's take a look at. Let's just digress a little bit to what money can do. The effects of money in this campaign. I was trying to look at the richest politician in Nigeria at the moment, on the 10th of October 2022, and the richest man here is Ahmed Tinubu, which is a flag bearer of
APC.
And we have the second one, let's say among with the contenders that we have right now, Atiku Abubakar, we have Dino Melaye, we have Badamazwa and the rest. So the only thing that money can play a lot of roles in this.
If people are really ready, money will have a lesser role to play. If people are if people are willing to change the narratives. And why am I coming up with this assertion? Is that it is not just enough to have gathered money. If the moment the source of your money is shady, people may not want to reckon with you. And even if you want to vie for the president of this world, people will still not reckon with you. So, but money is also good. Money will help you to, money will sometimes, in a corrupt system, corrupt environment, your money can do a whole lot for you. But the moment people's mind are made up, people have, they are tired of political gimmicks, political rhetorics, political nonsense, political hula baloo that politicians keep, playing virtually every time. People definitely want to, even if they are going to get the money, they'll get and vote their conscience in the long run. They will tell you it's their national cake. After all, the money you gathered it through illegitimate way. So, like I said, money could only play a role when people's minds are not made up. But if you're able to come out to tell people that this is the source of my wealth, I got it legitimately, people want to say, okay, fine, okay, if you have gathered this money, then you could use it on the people. But the moment the source of your wealth is shady, I tell you, people want to do away with you, go away, and they don't want to have anything to do.
Okay, Mr. Akitude, thank you very much for coming. And lastly, so what advice for Nigerian citizens? We have this is an era that the politicians are using the citizens as hoodlums, dogs to disrupt the peace of the community.
Well, my advice is that all those politicians, most of their kids, their children, they are in the Western world. They are in Europe, they are in the US, they are in convention countries. Why would you want to kill for somebody who could not even use his own kids for political thuggery? The peasant family will be the receiving hand, because it's only the family of that person that will mourn. So citizens electorate should shine their eyes. Their eyes should be wide opened to know, to discern who is good for this country. And people should exercise their franchise on the day of election. We all should come out in mass to vote for the right man, to pilot the appeal of this country to the promised land.
Yeah, thank you very much. And viewers at home, you've had it all from Mr. Akintunde Sami-Vincent. I know that this election period, this campaign period we have right now, my advice is that we should tread gently We should always gather information from social media if there is any forms of terrorism and the rest at any point in time. And whenever you see that campaign is going on, I just advise you to make sure you maintain your distance because of any unforeseen circumstances that might want to happen with your health, with your wealth. So this is where we draw the curtain today on Express Politics on TVRC. Do join us next time, same station. Bye for now.